Lynchburg Community Access is brought to you by this cable or satellite provider. You can also get reliable information from these news outlets and websites. Now for your local forecast.
Currently, the temperature is 76 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Our local Doppler radar.
You could say I'm living in the big time.
A tornado warning remains in effect until 6:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time for Rockbridge County and the city of Lexington. At 6:10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a confirmed tornado was located 8 miles west of Lexington, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. Hazard: damaging tornado and quarter-sized hail. Source: radar confirmed tornado. Impact: flying debris will be made. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This tornado will remain over mainly rural areas. The National Weather Service in Blacksburg has issued a tornado warning for Rockbridge County in west central Virginia until 6:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 6:15 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, a confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado was located 8 miles west of Lexington, moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Take cover now. Hazard: damaging tornado. Source: radar confirmed tornado. Impact: you are in a life-threatening situation. Flying debris may be deadly to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be destroyed. Considerable damage to homes, businesses, and vehicles is likely, and complete destruction is possible. Locations impacted include Curse Creek, Rock Bridge Baths, Fairfield, and Brownsburg. To repeat, a large, extremely dangerous, and potentially deadly tornado is on the ground. To protect your life, take cover now. Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you are outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. When it is safe to do so, please send your reports of hail of any size, as well as reports of any wind damage, including downed trees or large limbs, to the National Weather Service by calling toll-free at 1-866-215-4324. reports and pictures can also be shared on the National Weather Service Blacksburg Facebook page and on Twitter.
Our concern is that perhaps, and this is something we've been watching for a while, it's been a concern that has yet to be fully realized, that this could strengthen again and drop another tornado. We just aren't getting a good look at this storm using our normal radar mode, since we're looking almost 10,000 feet up from the closest radar near Roanoke. This is our velocity product. I'm sure many of you have never seen this before, but what you want to look for is where the green meets the red. Red is moving away from the radar and green moving towards the radar. And when they come together, that's where the storm is rotating. And there really is no better example than that. It looks as organized as this circulation has looked in probably the past 15 to 20 minutes. And this really looks like it wants to produce another tornado as it gets more organized. Even the National Weather Service is saying that there is likely a tornado ongoing. It is definitely trying. Another thing to note here is this storm is completely unimpeded and has very clean inflow. There is nothing south of it, and that could mean that there is a long window of time for this storm to produce tornadoes. If you live along County Road 252 between Middlebrook and Stanton, there is a high chance a tornado has already redeveloped, and you need to take immediate shelter in an interior room on the lowest level of your house. Don't go to any room on the edge of your house. I'm pretty sure most houses in this area have basements.
Aubrey, we've got debris on radar now.
All right, so here is another product that most of you have never seen before. This is the debris tracker. Basically, all of these warm colors show that everything falling out of the sky is the same size and shape uniform. Now, if you look down here where the tornado is, it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. This debris ball, which is what we call it, shows very cool colors, as opposed to the warm colors, because in addition to rain, there are other objects such as tree limbs, leaves, plywood, even bricks. None of those are the same shape, so it shows up as green and blue. This has a 100% success rate when it comes to detecting tornadoes.
If any of you are aware of the area, this tornado is very close to the sign company and the Arbor Hill Church down south of Stanton on 252. This will probably continue to travel up 252 until it reaches Stanton. And there's the newest scan.
New scans every minute here at WHSV, your official leading source of weather here in Shenandoah Valley. Now, with what we have had happen this afternoon, it would not surprise me at all if Stanton took a direct hit here tonight. If you live in Stanton, please take shelter now. You have about 5 minutes until the tornado makes it to the outer loop of the city. I know it's raining very hard right now, but in a matter of minutes, this will be at your doorstep. This is moving very quickly. What was the wording on the warning text?
They're saying 45 on that.
Okay, it's definitely moving way quicker than that. I would probably say 60.
Yeah, I agree. This has certainly picked up speed, and now they've upgraded officially to a confirmed tornado warning. They now say forward speed at 55.
All right, so now if you live in Stanton, if you needed more proof that a tornado is down and headed straight for town, the National Weather Service has officially confirmed this tornado. This will be impacting areas along 252 and 262, the loop around Stanton. And now with this latest scan, the debris ball has weakened. But as I said earlier, the radar coverage is abysmal out here.
That's right. Considering the radar coverage, we don't know how strong this tornado is. It could be an EF1 or an EF3 or nothing at all at this point, but I wouldn't bet on that. If you live in Stanton, especially around Montgomery Hall Park, this will be impacting you first. Up next is downtown Gypsy Hill Park and Mary Baldwin University. It could also take a right turn, as tornadoes often do, and hit somewhere in the ballpark of 81 and 250. Everybody in the city limits of Stanton needs to go to their basement or an interior room immediately.
Let's loop this and see exactly where this may end up. It looks like maybe it will stay away from downtown. Based on the latest scan, this might be occluding, and this may just be a Western Stanton threat. But as Stephanie said, Montgomery Hall Park will be impacted first. Then areas around Gypsy Hill Park look to be next after that. Also, I don't want to leave Verona out of this. You are in the warning as well.
Oh boy.
Okay, never mind what I just said. Downtown Stanton is still under the gun of what now looks to be a strong-looking tornado. I mean, look at the velocity signature on that. That's unbelievable. We have colors folding in on themselves. This is probably too complicated to look at. Let's just keep the debris tracker. Please, Cody, that would be great. Okay, this will be on top of the loop around Stanton here in just seconds. Montgomery Hall Park area, shelter now. There's also a recycling plant out there, shelter now. County Road 254, what is that? West Beverly Street, anywhere near downtown. Shelter now, Gypsy Hill Park. Mary Baldwin University, downtown Stanton, anywhere in Stanton, and also Verona. Go to your basement or interior room on the lowest floor now. This is a very urgent situation. There is a confirmed tornado, likely a large one, about to hit Stanton. Stephanie, go.
We're now getting reports of damage northeast of Middlebrook, along County Road 252. A spotter also observed a rope tornado that touched down, went back up, and touched down again, and that it has not lifted since it touched back down. Guys, this is what we've been saying for around 5 minutes now. Please take shelter if you live in Stanton or Verona. Back to you, Aubrey.
All right, latest scan now reveals that the tornado has now crossed into Stanton city limits. National Weather Service now saying that this could be a significant damaging tornado, and we'll know the full extent of it tomorrow morning when surveys start, but for right now, this is a bad one. Get into a small windowless structure, a basement, a closet, any interior room, a bike helmet, or any helmet for that matter, blankets, mattresses, anything you can get your hands on to protect yourself from this. We need you in a tornado-safe place.
National Weather Service is ready to pull the trigger on a PDS warning based on the next scan.
Okay, so it sounds like they are upgrading the warning momentarily, but that doesn't matter. What matters right now is that a large and destructive tornado is now inside the city of Stanton. Also remember, this is moving at 55, pretty much highway speeds, and it doesn't have to stop at any lights. This will make it to Verona probably within the next 6 to 7 minutes, so if you are in Verona, please take precautions now. Again, small windowless room, interior room on the lowest floor. Take helmets, blankets, mattresses, anything to protect yourself. If you know anybody in the path, please call them. Also, just a reminder, this radar product right here can tell the sizes of objects and if they are all uniform in shape. And you can clearly see right here, it sticks out like a sore thumb. This area represents objects like tree limbs, bricks, 2x4s, stuff swirling around in the tornado. As we mentioned a minute ago, now this is a particularly dangerous situation. Around here, you may hear wording like that and scoff. But rest assured, the National Weather Service has confirmed a large and extremely dangerous tornado based on radar. This is a strong, life-threatening tornado that's going to move through, or extremely close to downtown Stanton.
All right, I have new information. A spotter witnessed a stovepipe tornado right as it was approaching 262. Also, I am looking at a Stanton Live cam that we cannot show due to copyright that faces due north of downtown. We'll see in just a minute what we're really dealing with. One more thing to pass along, 911 operators are reporting entrapment due to tree damage on 252 and 693 close to Stanton.
Okay, thanks for that update. Right now, I believe it's right on top of 254, right by Gypsy Hill Park. I believe there is a cemetery out there too. Downtown Stanton and points northeast. This is not weakening. Everything about this cell has been very impressive. Unfortunately, with this storm, it's been the consistency as it's rode parallel to 81. The velocity values are still off the top end of the charts. More specifically, over the next 5 minutes, this tornado will be affecting areas between Highway 250 and 11. Then it will move into Verona again. There has been nothing to suggest to us that this will weaken and lift anytime soon.
Oh my, okay, come look at this. This is almost, actually it is a wedge. It's approaching about half a mile wide and it is hauling at probably over 60 miles per hour at this point. And there it goes. Power is out in Stanton now. If you know anybody that might be near this thing, please tell them to take cover now. This looks to be making a beeline for Verona too.
With this newest radar scan, I see that debris is being lofted at least 20,000 feet, which would make this a very violent tornado. I mean, this is historical. This has likely never happened before here for a tornado of this strength. I'm going to call out some more areas. This will come close to, if not just west of Stanton High School, the neighborhood of College Park, really anywhere between Spring Hill Road and Route 11. This is a very violent-looking tornado. Get away from windows and into an interior room on the lowest floor or a basement. Grab a helmet and some blankets. For those listening in Verona, if you have not taken cover, go ahead and get to that safe room. It looks like it will travel parallel to Route 11, so especially if you live right near 11, get to shelter. This is a strong tornado doing damage to well-built structures, now entering the northeast side of Stanton. Going to wait on this next scan. You've got to be
This is
kidding
just
me.
insane. First off, a debris signature that deep and well-defined, looking 10,000 feet up a second. If you live in Verona, this could be a situation where the whole town gets eaten up if it takes even a slight right turn. Most of Augusta County's administrative offices are located there as well. Right now, we are dealing with a massive tornado. I know we sound like a broken record, but please get to a safe room now.
I'll say it again. Small room with no windows, interior room on the lowest floor, get in a basement. And I'll say this, if you have 3 minutes to get to a basement, you should probably do that. But if you can't, be sure to bring something to protect yourself. Grab a helmet and some blankets. A lot of deaths from tornadoes come from blunt force trauma to the head. Also, we still have debris at least 20,000 feet in the air. If you live anywhere near the intersection of 262 and 11, by now this is right on top of you. It will ride along Highway 11. Next up is Quicks Mill Road and the Middle River in Verona. If you live in those areas, take your tornado safety precautions now. I don't know how much better to say it, but that if you know somebody out here, maybe the power is out, or because it's a Saturday evening and they're doing whatever they do on a Saturday night, they have to know that this could be a killer. All right. So just like we were saying, this looks like it will ride up the west side of Highway 11 at 60 miles per hour now, so it has slightly sped up. People's lives are changing tonight. I mean, we could have personal belongings from Stanton all the way up in Harrisonburg if this stays together. From what we are watching right now, this is now in the process of leaving Stanton. Now they can really get started with disaster recovery, but right now. Verona, especially on the west side of 11, you have to take shelter. Now we have to start talking about small towns along 11 like Fort Defiance, Mount Sidney. Blue Ridge Community College is up there too, but not yet in the Polygon. If you live in those areas, you've seen how destructive this tornado has been. Now is the time to take shelter.
National Weather Service is saying that this tornado will likely stay on the ground for a while, and I would have to agree. The debris signature has not really weakened at all.
Yeah, and definitely not with this newest radar scan. The tornado is certainly still on the ground, causing plenty of damage. Still with debris at 13,000 feet, which is less than what it was a minute ago, but don't let your guard down. It would be like getting into a car crash at 40 miles an hour instead of 70. Still a significant car crash. Now, taking a closer look behind the scenes, there is a mobile home park right off of Quicks Mill Road, directly in the path of this tornado. Hopefully they are aware, because they cannot be in there in a tornado of this magnitude, let alone a slight windstorm.
A train spotter said that the tornado has now become wrapped in rain, which is even more dangerous.
That's right. Please do not go trying to look for this thing since it's rain-wrapped. You will probably hear it first, and by then it's too late. Go ahead and take your tornado safety precautions now if you live in Verona. Also, if you're out on the road and listening to us or know somebody that is driving, I know 11 and 81 are highly traveled roads. Please get off the road and into a gas station or some kind of commercial building. They will let you in. In Verona, Cedar Lane, you will be impacted first, and then areas around 612 west of 11. Go ahead and take shelter. I'll say it again since it is extremely important. You cannot see this coming because it is wrapped in rain. Do not try to look for it. Just go to your shelters. This is still on the ground based on this newest scan, now on top of Verona, and now I think it may be right on top of 11 as well. Still probably a strong damaging tornado. We are still seeing deep blues and greens here on the debris tracker, so there are still a bunch of objects being thrown around. Now it's right on top of 612, Middle River. Anybody watching living along Middle River, this is seconds away now. Shenandoah Valley Campground is up there as well. I know they have very strict weather protocols since I go there all the time. Now, if you live in an apartment complex and not on the first floor, go ahead and ask your downstairs neighbor. If they don't respond, the office building. Most apartments have office buildings so used that as a last resort, looking ahead, communities along 11 and 81, such as Fort Defiance, Mount Sidney, eventually Blue Ridge Community College and Wires Cave. You guys will be impacted by this in the coming 15 to 20 minutes.
Now, it really looks like it might be weakening, but it's probably just starting to cycle. We've seen this suddenly intensify multiple times.
It is weakening. I don't see any debris above this radar tilt. But what Stephanie said was correct. This might be starting to cycle, which is when one mesocyclone weakens and another forms on the backside. The National Weather Service did say a couple minutes ago that there was really nothing keeping this storm from producing tornadoes. In Fort Defiance, this is knocking on the doorstep right now. This tornado has a history of producing a lot of damage, and I'll let you get to some reports in a second. But if I lived anywhere close to 81 or 11 between Stanton and Harrisonburg, I would take cover. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so in Stanton, a street with mobile homes has been wiped off. Apparently, nobody can get in or out of areas north of downtown due to downed trees. Additionally, there have already been sightings of looting. Listen, if you want to go sightseeing, forget about it. You will just take unnecessary space and you can't even get in anyway.
The National Weather Service in Sterling, Virginia has issued a flash flood warning for East Central Augusta County in Western Virginia, the northeastern city of Staunton in Western Virginia, until 5 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. At 1 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Doppler radar indicated thunderstorms producing heavy rain across the area. Up to 3 inches of rain have already fallen. Rain of 1 to 2 inches is expected in the next hour. Flash flooding is ongoing or expected to begin shortly. Hazard, life-threatening flash flooding. Heavy rain producing flash flooding. Source, radar indicated. Impact, life-threatening flash flooding of creeks and streams, urban areas, highways, streets, and underpasses. Some locations that may experience flooding include Staunton, Verona, Weir's Cave, New Hope, Mount Sydney, Hermitage, Fort Defiance, and Staunton Airport. Turn around. Don't drown when encountering flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles.